We are back now with all the 2-year-olds. A lot going on. We had some horses turned out. We had some horses move around, and some horses race well, and some horses race bad. We're going to start with one that raced really well his last start, Adrenaline Rush. Mostly all of these horses were sick at one point or another, and because of that sickness, they either raced poorly or missed a race, missed a week, leading into 2 weeks heading this week. First one, Adrenaline Rush, I said raced great his last start. Bob McClure drove him great. Very happy to see this horse racing well. Beef and Cheddar struggles with the course. Not from interfering or anything like that, just staying on the course. So we had some vet work done when we were ready to start racing when he gets sick. So we're going to have to wait another week. It looks like Harry said he's not going to be ready to go a fast mile on Wednesday, so we're looking at slow miles towards the end of the week and a fast mile the Wednesday after. I think all these colts will probably just go a big mile training leading up to their next scheduled grassroots. Is that great? Is that ideal or perfect? No. But it's not horrible either. I'd rather have a healthy horse that's pretty tight rather than a horse that's not healthy and very tight. So Beef and Cheddar looks like him and Adrenaline Rush and a couple of the other ones will miss this week also, train hard the following week, and either race once or go right into the grassroots after that. Braemar is just starting to get back on his feet. He started to eat great the last 3 or 4 days. I suspect if he picked away for 3 or 4 days, he lost some weight, which he can't lose. So we're in desperate need of getting that back on him. He might be able to go a mile in 2:5 on Wednesday, but he's not going any big mile. Better's Hope is likely going to qualify next week, maybe the week after. Kevin said that he wanted to tinker with his hobbles, let them out, but he was sick after his last start. I suspect this horse is probably heading to the field, which isn't the end of the world for him. I think he'll be just fine. Blue Monk is in the field. I told everybody, any of these horses that exhibit signs that they're going to struggle with their airway in the heat, in the allergy season, we're simply going to stop with them, and that's exactly what we did with Blue Monk. He'll likely be coming back in a couple of weeks to start back up. Brilliant Corners was the first horse sick that we had to scratch. He's come back well now. I believe they're going to train him Wednesday, 58 or 59. Broadway Roll was sick and scratched the other day. She's got to get over that virus, and then she can start going again. Cambridge Star was turned out. I turned him out. And he's small. He's thin. I'm going to race him all winter. So we turned him out. I'm going to bring him back in 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Can't Muscle Me also went out. She needs some time off. Her knees were really bugging her this filly this season. I really thought she'd be able to jog through it, and then they'd sent me a couple of videos. One day she was really good. The next day she was a little off. Just going to give her time for her knees to really fill in and cool down. I think this filly's always exhibited signs, the same as everybody else. I think those knees bothering her from time to time is really the only reason she didn't race. She always had enough speed, had a nice gait. I think she would have been fine, but just not ready to go just yet. Captain's Maid is 57-1, I believe, her first lifetime start. She won. She was very, very good. Very happy with her. Carry a Big Stick is in Harry's ICU intensive care unit. Sick, as a lot of the horses are in Harry's barn. Nothing Harry can do about that. Just got to let it run its course. So Carry a Big Stick jogging light for the next week or so. I don't think he's ready to really start training for another 3 weeks or so anyway. Cut the Line is turned out right now. She's another filly. Her knees were bothering her. We just qualified her in 58 and decided, no, we're going to wait. So we are. Desperado won his last start in 2 minutes at Lake County Fair. That was a big, big mile. We're going to school him Thursday and race him back in, what's that fair called again? Urbana is where, it's a fair track, but it's not a fair. It's a Buckeye that night. So Desperado will be racing there. Eternity Road's out for a while more. We're going to take him back, take our time, and get him ready for later in the winter or 2021. I suspect Eternity Road will come back very, very good. First Glance was sick last week. I think Mario was looking to hopefully train him Wednesday, but he wasn't confident he'd be able to. That'll be up to him, whatever he decides to do. Fox Valley Britska, his first start, I thought it was just the EPM medication that maybe reacted in an adverse way with him, and he raced quite poorly. Usually they get over that quickly and bounce back really well. And then Doug had called me and said, geez, his weight count's almost 14, which is really, really high. So I think what needs to happen is we just need to get him over that. So he's not going to race this week. He's on antibiotics. His weight count's coming down. Doug told me he's brighter, sharper, and feeling good. So if he does train, it'll be towards the end of the week, and we'll see what happens after that. Frilly Fringes is out for another, month maybe. I'm going to give her lots of time to grow up and fill out. Girls with Swirls, same thing with her. Gray as the New Red is training. She missed a week, which we really couldn't afford. but she missed a week due to sickness. She's probably ready to start training back again Wednesday, Saturday, when her, Rose Run, Why Not, and Jazzy Judy are all, well, Jazzy Judy is healthy, but when the first two are completely healthy, we'll have Doyle ship those horses over to Northfield Park, and we'll keep training them. GW Chrome was great his last start, 5th out of the 8 hole, but closing hard in the mud in the end of it, snuck through the middle and ended up 5th, just beat for 4th. I was very happy. Italian Grit was coming off a real bad bout of the sickness. He was sick for 2 weeks. They raced him Saturday night, just got an easy mile into him, 2-1 last quarter in 29. Wasn't anything special, but he looked okay doing it on paper, so I was happy with him. I'm a Lovely Lady is a very nice filly, but we were really trying to get the hobbles on her for Friday night. We don't really know what to do yet. It looks like the fair at Bowling Green is going to be delayed a day, and I don't really feel that comfortable going Tuesday back Friday with I'm a Lovely Lady. So I guess worst case scenario, she still races, but she races without hobbles on Friday night. Best case scenario, we sneak them on her somehow over the next few days and race her on Friday night. I'm Hill on Wheels will be off this week. He's going to train slow this week. Mario said he took it real hard too. Him and Sweet Ambitions were very sick for a week. Said they were slowing down, didn't stop coughing towards the end of the week. I suspect Wednesday, maybe even a qualifier for those two horses. I'll have to talk to Mario. I don't know yet, but I'm Hill on Wheels, and it might make sense to qualify them a week from Tuesday, maybe something like that. Jazzy Judy is jogging now. She's going to start training here in a couple of weeks. By here, I mean here. She's coming to Northfield Park very soon. Jesse Balboa is training down. James loves this horse. I really thought he would have told me to turn him out, but he said he wanted to keep training him. He's going to train this week, but now James can't go with him, so we'll see how Johnny likes him. Keystone Raven is jogging. She's not going to train for a little bit. Let's Roll On. I just turned Let's Roll On out. He's going. No, he's still at the farm. They're still at the track. He's going out in the next few days to Mark Adams Winterwood Farms. Going to put lots of weight on the big boy there. Miss Meringue was a very convincing winner at the Lake County Fair. 2-6, but it was a slower track. I shouldn't say it was a slow track. Desperado went in 2 minutes there, but Miss Meringue only had to go in 2 minutes. I won by 2-6. I won by 5 lengths with the earplugs in. And I hope the same thing happens at the Bowling Green Fair this week. And then she has the Buckeye starting right after that. Mama Knows Best will be in Friday at Northfield in the Sire Stakes. Momo is racing in Bowling Green, and then she's off to Urbana for the Buckeye after that. My Jazz got no Buckeye in the midst for her. She was in Ohio State Fair champ this week. She'll be back to race in the Sire Stakes this coming Friday. No free lunch. Is going to need another week, Harry said, as will Northern Blizzard. They both will. And I haven't looked at the schedule, but it doesn't really matter what the schedule says. We're going to try and have these horses healthy because I think it's the right thing to do. So, no free lunch and Northern Blizzard are on a day-to-day basis right now. I'll check in with Harry over the next couple of days with them. Off-Road Hanover's out in the field because he has allergies that he can't handle. Probably of all the allergy horses, he was the worst. Full of redness, full of pimples, full of that white mucus that is attributed to both. And he just needs some time off. Perfect Record's ready to start going again. I think Johnny said if he was healthy, he was going to try and train him in 2.5 on Wednesday. Maybe James told me that. Either way, he'll be going over to Mohawk on Wednesday. Rose Run Why Not's been in 2.25, I think, or 2.28, Johnny said. They'll probably train her this week. She's healthy now, so as soon as the Gray as the New Red is healthy, all those three, Jazzy Judy, Gray as the New Red, and Rose Run Why Not, will be coming to Northfield Park. Roy Hill is racing tomorrow night. Picked 3-1 out of the 7 hole. He should be fine. Set the Mood is back jogging now down in Harry's barn. He was sick also. I'm sure he'll get over it fine. So Admirable was sick. Now this is a filly that we didn't really know what to think, and then she went out and went that huge mile at Georgian Downs, then got a little bit sick. So I don't know when So Admirable or Source Blue Chip will be in. I suspect Kevin will be training them this week. Stacy Hanover, still jogging at Mario's barn. He said she looks better and better and better, so I'm waiting to get a report when he trains her to see how she trains this week. I would have maybe looked at turning her out a couple of weeks ago, but we can still get her out to the field and let her grow up. Stacy Hanover, we'll find out this week what we're doing. Sunshine in May, I just talked about her in Kevin's barn. She's small. She's an OSS filly. I'd like to get a decent line on her and sell her, to be honest. I mean, I know Bill wants to keep her and he loves the mare, but at the same time, I mean, we turned out horses that are better than Sunshine of May. She's a nice filly, but 2 minutes, 2-1 really isn't going to accomplish a whole lot. It may this winter. Somebody wants to buy a horse for the fall and for the winter season in down around the London area. She might be worth looking into. But for right now, we're just looking to put a mark on her, put a good line on her, and maybe sell her. Sweet Ambitions was sick for the last little while. Still sick. Hopefully she can train a couple of trips this week and maybe qualify next Tuesday or Friday. That'll be up to Mario. Again, I haven't spoke to him about that. Tanzanite Tricks, again, was sick her last start. Raced well in the first start in the Peaceful Way. I was really happy with her. Excited to see what's going to happen with her in the coming weeks. I know Kevin really liked what she did. That's My Girl was awesome last week. Drew the 9-hole, and 2 of the best horses in the entire division are in with me and drew 1-2. I'll go and see them real early in the mile because I know That's My Girl can get out of there quick. I think this filly's going to have a very, very bright future this year. Very interested to see what she's going to do this coming Tuesday from Post 9 and Race 8 at Hoosier Park. And yes, I'll be driving her. Tipsy and Dixie raced great last week. Again, a real loss to have James sidelined now with Dixie. He gets along really, really well with her. The good news is Dixie's pretty easy to go with, but James really liked her and she got along well with him. So we'll see what happens this coming week. Walk on the Moon will be racing next week in the second division, I believe, of the Millard Farms Trot. Warwi Was Up will be training, as I said, this week when Kevin figures around 58 on Wednesday. Warwi Welcome, yeah, she was 8. She went 2 minutes last half, 58 and a bit, last quarter 29. That's what she was ready to do. So I'm thinking Peaceful Way, or not Peaceful Way, sorry, Pure Ivory will be a lead up to what we want to do with her. She may be in the next Grassroots if that's where she has to go. But we want to be able to manage this filly for the rest of the season. I don't want to have to race her in a gold just because we believe she's a gold. I want her to have an effective racing season, and this virus obviously threw her for a loop. But everything aside, her line was good the other day, so we'll try and work with her moving forward. Well and Down drew the rail at Bowling Green. I didn't really know what I was going to do there. I'm like, a half-mile track, you try to protect position, but I don't know what Well and Down like just screaming into that first turn. But we will see whether it's Bowling Green tomorrow afternoon or whether it's Bowling Green on Tuesday. We will find out what Well and Down is up to at Bowling Green. And then One My Heart Hanover still out in the field. She will remain there for another month or so, and then we'll bring her back in. So that's everything. Obviously, a big roller coaster this week. We had some great highs with horses that won, and then obviously the low was James getting in an accident, breaking his collarbone, his little concussion. So he won't be doing it in a long division for the next week or so. But he just needs to take his time and rest and heal up. He told me today, he texted me this morning and said he didn't really feel that much pain. He felt like he was in good spirits. He went out for breakfast. He actually said, I actually feel really good considering. So speedy recovery for him, from all of us, not just myself, but from you too. To my brother James, heal up quick, and we'll get you back in the race bike. Talk to you guys soon. Aside from that, I hope you're all having a very, very good week. We had a pretty decent week here in America. Hopefully things pick up in Ontario and we get these horses healthy and back on track. Take care.